Hey everybody, welcome back to Off the Hook Outdoors. I'm Ted, your host, and today I am walking some new property right after work. So I'm in my work uniform and everything, but I got some property out by work here that I have access to hunt it. They gave me permission. There's about 200 acres. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk down. They told me to walk down this gas line and go off to the left here, and then I'm going to explore a little bit of that, and then but I can hunt it anytime I want. So very awesome. So it's always good to find new land. So stick around, and I hope you enjoyed the video. We're just going to go walk, so walk with me, and let's go explore and see what we find. All right, let's go. All right, guys, so we got a quad path up there, and then we have this gas line going down here. But right here, it goes off, but it goes down this gully, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to walk down across this gully. If you look up here, it looks like there's a flat that comes out, and it comes out into this power line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back this way. I'm going to walk in, and I'm going to walk that flat out, because that's almost like a nice little pinch point. So I'm going to go check that out real quick. All right, we're going to walk back here. I'm going to show you guys so you know what I'm talking about. So I passed this spot off, but I'm going to go back to it, because I'm thinking, the guy said there was a tree stand on this wood line here, but I didn't see any tree stands yet. So all right, there's this tree stand right there. There's a tree stand right there, but it's across here. I'm going to go up in here and go over in there. So I'll be about 100 or 200 yards away from him for archery season, so that should be plenty. All right, guys, I'll be back. So I'm walking back up this way. It's real thick right here, but there's some paths coming out up here. So, and I'm not going to walk real far today. I just want to get an idea of what I got going on. But this is a path coming out right here, and this leads straight over there is that flat that I was talking about. So I'm going to go around here on this quad trail. I don't want to be real close to that quad trail, but I'm going to go into the woods right here and walk that flat out, and I'll show you what I mean. So right here is the flat. So we're going to walk this that way, and that gully that I showed you will be down to our right. So let's see what we can find. All right, well, just like I thought, there's some buckroads right there going out into this flat. That gully starts right here, the little drainage. So we're gonna walk over here, and we're gonna walk out this flat. So there was one buck rub there already, and that's an older one. I'm not saying that I'm gonna hunt right here, but we're gonna walk this flat out, because terrain is key here, guys. And this is looking like a little logging road here, a natural travel corridor. There's a path right here. So let's walk down here and see what we got. There is a dump over here to the left. So I'm hoping maybe there's some acorns or something up on this flat here that we're gonna run into, I hope. All right, we'll be back. All right, guys, so we don't want to set up around that thing. That is a bee's nest, a ground bee. But these trees right here, these oaks, are dropping acorns right here. So this is a finger that comes out. So I'm going to go look. I see a buck rub again down here. So I'm going to get away from this beehive so I don't get zapped. And we're going to walk down. Here, there's a really nice path right here. Running on here. I like the path that I'm on. It's a deer path for sure. And then there's multiple buck rubs over here already, guys. So we're going to take a look at this little fingered area here. Hear all the acorns falling? So we got rubs here. Now that doesn't make or break the spot. I mean, it's some buck rubs. There's some deer traveling. I see some deer droppings here. There's a buck rub there. It looks like it goes down into this, and you do not want to be down in there, because as soon as that deer is up here eye level, it's going to see it. So this is a decent spot right here. There's a little knob right here, but then there's another fresh buck rub. This is fresh here, and this is fresh right there. This is fresh as well. That's really new. See the buck rub, but the shredded stuff is still on the ground there. So we were gonna probably, there's another buck rub over there. So this is definitely a holding point for them deer, and they're eating in here. So, all right, I'm gonna look around and I'll show you something when I find it. So there's the knob that we saw from up top. And this is the other side of it where it goes down the hill here. I don't like being down in the bottoms too much. I'm looking, there's a buck rub right there on that tree right there. So I'm liking that top point up there, but this is all nice down here. This looks like a path right there, a deer path. But what I'm gonna do is there's another gully here. So there's gonna be multiple fingers here that the deer will travel on. And I'm thinking if I try to narrow something down to the most deer sign and trails over here is a good start. So we're gonna walk back up this. This is where I came in at, over on here, and I come out to the knob, to the point, and then I come down this little trail. So we're gonna go walk back up there and then walk that flat out a little bit and see where that goes to. But right now, right up here to my left is a really good spot. There's some buck rubs there and some trails, and there's acorns falling. But they may be getting to this spot later. So we're gonna try to walk in further to see if we can find more sign and find bedding. All right, we'll be back. And there's a little licking branch here with a little scrape with some scat in it, some deer poop. That's good. Now I like this. Now there's the dump right over in here, but this is a flat right over here. Sorry, there's a flat right here. There's the dump there. You can see the quad. But if I'm standing here, okay, there's acorns dropping. I've seen some rubs down there too. Yeah. So this is a little piece of woods that come out into a point. I like this path. There's some rubs on it, and then there's a few nice trees right up in here, like right there to get in. But I really like this little area here. So I'm gonna walk down into this gully and go across it and go up on that hill, because I see some rubs. So we're gonna see what's down here. All right, we'll be back. Okay. There's some old rubs over here. There's a new rub there. There's a lot of buckside here. But I don't like being down in this bottom here. I'm gonna walk over this way. It's flat up here. I like being up out of here and up on that flat, because if deer are coming from the right side on the flat, they're gonna walk across there. And if deer come up that path here, they're gonna come up to me up there. So if they cross over that power line to come to me, they're gonna come into that point as well. So I think that point is a good starting point. No pun intended. But there's a lot of rubs right here. So we're gonna walk back in here a little bit. All right, we'll be back, guys. All right, so I'm walking. These are all old rubs, and there's a new rub right there. That's on about a 5-inch tree diameter tree, which is a nice size. Here's one right behind me. So we are in a good spot. I like it. So we're gonna keep walking straight ahead up over this hill here to see what's over there. But I think I got my starting point stand location may be right up on that flat right there. All right, and then I can always adjust my stand from there. So, all right, we'll be back. All right, there's a scrape right there. Now that's on the hill, and that's kind of weird that it's on the hill like that. I'm looking for, there should be scrapes on top, on the flats, but there is a ton of deer sign in here, guys. So Let's keep walking. I'm thinking there should be a scrape up on this flat, a little more forward. There's some old paths in here, like logging roads. They may be just walking these logging roads here, because I don't think there's too many people that hunt this. Only hunt it in rifle season, not too much in bow season, which is great. I'm gonna walk this path down and see what's here. There's another, look at this scrape, right there. So there's another scrape right there. You might be finding, you might have another spot too picked up. I don't want to be too far away from these. There's another scrape. Alright, there's acorns all through here, guys. I'm really excited about this spot. I think I'm finding the bedding area coming up here really soon. Alright, we'll be back. Alright guys, this is what I get excited to see here. Those little rubs are nice to see bucks around in the area, but when you got a rub this big on a tree, it's about a 4 or 5 inch in diameter tree right there. And there's another one up on top of that hill right there. And this path right here is awesome. There's another rub over there. So this, but I'm in the bottoms here, and I think they're going to be bedding back in there, straight into there. Now, it's a little bit in the evening. Here's another big rub right there, guys. Right there. Alright. I'm going to have to see if there's another scrape here. But I'm definitely going to be coming back and putting cameras on it. There's a scrape right here. Just like I thought. Right here, guys. There's a scrape right there. Underneath that tree. Alright, cool. Let's keep walking. We'll be back. Now before I leave you guys, let's walk over to this hillside here. And I'll show you something. This is a flat. Straight here to go straight out. I can see rubs all down through here. This is awesome. Alright, I'm gonna show you this hillside here. Now the deer will use this, don't get me wrong. But they're definitely bedding. All down through here. Look how thick that is. You can hear all them acorns, guys. That's awesome. I'm gonna walk over to them acorns that are dropping, but you can see the deer. The buck rubs are all down this trail. Very cool. All right, guys, we'll be back. All right, there's scrapes just like literally all over this road coming down through here. I'm thinking the tree stand over in here. I got about 10,000 things going through my head right now, guys. And new properties take a little bit. There's little trees that are just tore up, bent up like that. There's some trees all through here that are rubbed. Here's another scrape right here. I mean, this is pretty cool actually. But I gotta get a camera down in here for sure. I'm gonna have to put multiples in here. So you can see right up there is like the dump and the trucks and stuff. So a lot of squirrels down here eating the acorns. And I don't think I need to go real far. I'm not gonna go real far today because I'm in, like I said, I just came here after work. I'm in tennis shoes and working all day. I don't need to stink up the woods that much. So I just wanted to put eyes on this to get an idea, and then I'll be back to put cameras out, and I'll be a little more prepared to make some marks of where I want to be at. But I got 2 spots already. Okay, so this is a clearing right here. Man, does that look awesome. Like I said, I don't know where these roads go to, but that's very cool. So, they have to be in here. I definitely got to walk this property way more. It looks like somebody come down, maybe they're quad. All right, let me find out some more intel here. All right, guys, so I walked down this way. That dump's right here. I ran into a young guy down here who's sitting on the end of this. This goes all the way out to the end and drops off. He is like right on the end of that. So I went down and I talked to him. I said, hey, I'm allowed to hunt here. I got his name and everything. He said his dad hunts over on the other side. So I told him where I'm going to be at, and I'm going to stay more towards this way now since I know there's somebody hunting over here. So I'm going to go over on this side where I really liked it anyway. Didn't really see too much down here. But from what I see is there's all these high wall cliffs, and he's at the very end, and it's a very high wall. I think they're coming from this way down into here to feed. So I am going to go and put a stand and some cameras up over here when next time I come in. So I'm going to get out of here. That's all I need to see right now. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. But there's a ton of scrapes or a ton of rubs. I think they're coming from this way. So I'm going to probably set up here, definitely. I don't want to bother them. I guess they know her brother or something, and he works for them. So he gave him permission. So I'm not going to bother them. I told him I'll have cameras and stands up, and I don't steal people's stuff, and I don't expect to have my stuff stolen either. That's it. A nice young kid. Just graduated high school last year, so good for him. He's out in the woods hunting. That's awesome seeing youngsters out here. And we're gonna get out of here so we don't disturb anything else. I have an idea of some spots that I want to go. I'm definitely gonna have cameras up. So yeah. So thank you for joining me. We're gonna there's another buck rub right there. Thanks for joining this small, quick little thing. But this is just the start of a new area. It may pan out, it may not. I might not see a buck in here to shoot, but there's tons of bucks on in here. And you got to try new things. So this is how I start my scouting. I'll come out. I just came after work to come in here, spend an hour in here, just get a little lay. I ran into somebody, lay of the land here, ran into somebody. So now we know I'm not going to push down that way. I'm going to concentrate up this way. And that saves me time. You know, time and effort in trying to set something up down here, and really there's somebody else hunting over there. So I'm gonna hunt on this side, and hopefully we can get something on the camera and just start pinpointing and fine-tuning everything. So thanks for joining me today, guys. That's how I start a new property. Just go walk it. That's all you need to do. Try to put some things together. And I know I got acorns over here. I got a bunch of buck rubs and a bunch of scrapes. That's a great start. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the video, this short video. And like I always say, take a kid fishing or hunting. We're going to preserve our sport and pass it on to future generations. And we will see you.